Hi all, good morning everyone. I know this is early, but I have to make it uh, much so quick so that I can move on to the next phase of implementation in my topology. That will be MPBGP and MPLS-L3 VPN along with the VRF aware. And today I'm here with a new attack that's not one but three. Previously we have talked about the cam flooding or cam overflow attack, how allowing more multiple MAC addresses to learn on a single interface can cause for the overflow of our MAC address count, so that it will be very hard for a switch to handle that all of the MAC addresses, and also the users cannot be able to communicate to other ports. And today I'm going to discuss about the three attacks that will make your eyes to glow, that next time when you are configuring trunk like dynamic trunk, you will disable the dynamic trunking for the user ports after seeing this attack automatically. And when you are configuring the DHCP server in your LAN area, you will absolutely going to configure the DHCP snooping on the switch that you are connecting your users and also servers, because I'll be showing you how it will be vulnerable for the real life. And let's see the beginning. I will take a screenshot before I'm starting. Let me start this. I hope, yeah, the video is going on. So let's see. Let me take a screenshot before I move on to the next phase. uh, it will be so that it will be helpful to the people who is having urgency, that cannot watch the video for the full. So let me fire up the devices right now, and let's get attacker switch and my both of MLS. Maybe if one down, not really necessary for the both, but if one down. I need attacker over here, and my attacker is fired up. And let's get the server. Not really necessary immediately, but just need to check whether is there any IP address released in the pool of IP of it's this financial department. I have connected with the VLAN 25. So first let's check the switch. Let me give you the detail. uh, First what we are going, I have connected to switch. I have fired up my Windows server and also my user. The first thing we are going to do is DTP attack. That's dynamic trunking. By default, many of the Cisco switches will be comes up with dynamic auto enabled by default. So it will be vulnerable. Always the dynamic auto sending the DTP messages throughout the interfaces that are up, uh, which are not in a access mode or the static trunk mode. So let's see how we can send the bot dynamic trunking packets through our Ubuntu machine, so that it will be added into the switch trunk interfaces. And let me give you overview how the attack will be working uh, in MSP. I don't want to make it much longer even, but just for an overview, that's it. And let's say this is our MLS and Windows server connected here along with the switch, and the layer 2 switch for the user, and this is my attacker machine. Okay, Let's make it as quick as possible, not to pull this video that much long. And this is like how I designed it. Windows server, that is DHCP, and access layer switch. This one going to be also an access layer switch. And this user is not in any VLAN, but still the attack will be possible. You can ask me, you have put this switch in a financial department, but in real time, if user connected, the access, there is no access for the switch for the attacker. But how can the attacker can get access to the DHCP server? That's how I told you there is three attacks in here. So you will be understanding how the attacker, without hopping into the VLAN 25, can access the traffic from Windows Server, and can hop into the VLAN 25 without even accessing the switch, and configure manually this port as a VLAN 25. In that case, what will happen? Let's see. Here is my layer 2 switch, and here is my Ubuntu machine, and here I will run the DTP. By default, in this port, let me say, by default in this port, the DTP auto is enabled, so the dynamic trunking is enabled, so that DTP packets is traveling on the link by default. So Ubuntu machine will be receiving. If you fire up the Wireshark and see, there is a DTP packets flowing from the switch to this Ubuntu will be appearing on the Wireshark. So what we will do here, we will run the attack called DTP attack. What it will do, since bot DTP packets to enable the trunk, to enable dynamic trunk. Most of us, it might be the vulnerability for a switch. So you are in production network, you have to check always that there is a negotiation is turned off or not. So uh, dynamic trunk, that's it. Mm. And after enabling the dynamic trunk, this PC will be working as a switch, and it will say this switch as I am a switch and I want to form a trunk with you. So this link will be formed as a trunk, and you can ask, if this interface formed as a trunk, how you can produce the packets to be able to connect it with the VLAN 25. That's where is the magic. We will create one sub interface. This is actually the interface ENS3 that comes up by default with the Ubuntu machine. Let me get close with here. This is ENS3, and this ENS3 we can create a sub interface and we can put it in a access mode, as well as we can assign a VLAN 25 for this. VLAN ID as VLAN 25, and you can ask like, this interface doesn't come under this switch. No, this cannot, because this currently this Ubuntu machine acting as a separate switch, so doesn't have any what we say, we can relation, we can say relation, doesn't have any relation between this switch and this interface. This interface is the interface by default given by the Ubuntu, and we will create a one sub interface on the Ubuntu by the name. We can take any of the name, but we have to assign under this ENS3. I will be creating the interface ENS3.25. The 25 will represent that VLAN ID. And let's do that. Let me take one more screenshot right here so that it will be useful for the fellow network trainees. and and first of all, let's do DTP attack from the attacker machine. Remember, you might be thinking this is a small, really small command, uh, switch port no negotiate and ignoring always, but in real life networks we have to make it always to be disabled, or else you will get fired up. Let me increase the screen size. Sorry. Let's see. And first of all, let's check the trunk interfaces on the switch. Show interface trunk. Here we have E0 by 3 and E0 by 2 turned as a trunk, and let's see. And this is the E0 by 2 and E0 by 3 are connected to MLS switches, but the attacker machine connected to E1 slash 0. E1 slash 0 is not on the trunk interfaces. Let's make it possible that the E0 by 1 will be appearing on the interfaces. Let's run the command sudo DTP, sorry, Yersinia DTP. DTP is one of the option. We have multiple options like STP, VTP, and we will use DTP because we are attacking on the DTP currently. DTP attack. There is a two more here. Let's do. Here you can see there are two options. One is just sending the DTP bot packets to the switch for negotiating the trunk. The next one is by directly enabling the trunk. This is kind of like auto mode. We mostly know that auto mode and auto mode will never form the trunk. So we have to do is form the static trunk over the attacker machine so that we will get the switch interface. Let me take another screenshot so that it will be helpful for people who's willing to learn. And let me run the command, and I have to use a parameter one. Here you have to specify the interface. It's optional. If you specify the interface, it will take the specific interface that you have mentioned there, or else it will automatically allocate specific interface that is up on the attacker machine. Let's do. And here you can see warning, the interface ENS3 is selected as a default one because there is an interface currently running. And let's check right now. Let's go. Here you can check after we running the attack. Here we can see the E0 by 1 added into the trunk interfaces, and it is negotiation, and 802.1 queue is already enabled on our interface. And let me take one more screenshot, and let then and currently we have done the DTP attack, and the next one is how we can do DHCP starvation attack. And DHCP starvation is possible by entering into the VLAN that currently running over the switch, that is VLAN 25. And multiple VLANs also can be possible to run, but I have enabled financial department to be on VLAN 25. So let me put that interface. Let me first create the sub interface first. We have created the trunk, but we don't know whether the multiple VLANs are able to pass through this interface or not. First of all, let's enable the tagging on this interface. Mod probe 8021Q. test 1 2 3, and here we go. The command is successfully run and the 802.1q tagging is enabled on the specific interface. And the next thing we have to do is to create a specific sub interface. For this interface we have discussed in the MSP. Let me create one sub interface for the real ENS3 interface. Sudo IP link add link ENS3 and name whatever you can take. I will be taking ENS3.25 as a VLAN and type VLAN ID. You have to specify the VLAN ID for the specific sub interface as 25. That is what you want to enter into. And you have created the sub interface, but you need also to up this interface by using the command IP link set. Let me make it a little bit bigger screen so that you can able to see clearly. And sudo IP link set up ENS 3 dot how much you get 25, and here you can see we have got successful. And let's check the interface is created or not. IP config ENS3 dot, first of all let's do this, and we have got three interfaces. ENS3.25 that we have created right now. If you want to filter, you can add ENS3.25 in front of the IP config, and so that the only interface we have specified will be appear or display in front of the screen. And let's clear this. Oh sorry, I forgot to take a screenshot so that I can paste and help. Already exists, but still we can take a screenshot. And done. And then let's check our server. Go to server manager and DHCP sorry. And let's, where is a financial department? Here is a financial department. And let's go address leases. There is no lease for any of the IP here. And let's go to attacker machine and give this client, give this sub interface and IP address through the DHCP server. Sudo dh client ENS3 dot 25 and v, and here you can see, we got IP address for this specific interface. Previously we don't have any interface right here. Let me take one more screenshot reflecting this. And right now again I will run the command. I will also reflect this and we'll take one more screenshot. And ifconfig ENS3.25, and I will highlight this and let's again take a screenshot. Done. And right now let's check the server and server manager, and let's refresh this and see if there is any. Here we go, we got an IP address for the server. And let's go to user and check if the user is able to receive any IP address currently or not. I am 100% sure that I will be receiving the IP address for the user. I can pay for the IP DHCP. Go ahead. Here we got IP address for the user also. And for the testing of DHCP starvation attack, let me clear the IP from the user. First let's make you clear that I got received the IP address by giving a show IP command. Here you go. I got the IP address from the server. The same it is appearing right here. Let me clear it again. Clear IP, and it is clear show IP, and there is no IP address on the user currently. And let me close it up and go to server and fire the server up and refresh this, and we got the PC entry here. It will be around like it is a VPC, right? VPC is a Cisco one. Might be around like 8 days. No, Windows one is 8 days. I guess it's 24 hours of the lease. I forgot the timings of the lease timings. Let me remove this both. Let me remove this just. Let me remove the both because starvation attack will send the multiple discovery packets, so that it will be able to easily analyze that. Clear. Let's run the command for DHCP starvation attack. DHCP sudo DHCP star out of interface ENS 3.25. This is not just discover packet, but the death messages for the server. Do you want me to make you check up? Let me take a screenshot. Screenshot is important than making a video for me. Uh, I have got a screenshot so that my fellow mates will be happy looking into my LinkedIn. So let me go and one one refresh will reflect the status of this financial department suffering from taking IP addresses from the DHCP server 123 fire. Here you go. Here you go. See how it's suffering to really allocate the IP addresses for this. Just a minute. I need one more minute. Sorry, someone have knocked on my door suddenly, so I had to stop the video in media. And let me take one more screenshot. The screenshot is the main one for me. And here is the pool filled with IP addresses. And let me go into here and check this starvation attack going. And let's go to Windows PC and check if the PC is getting. Sometimes it will get IP addresses, but sometimes it cannot. Previously it can able to get the IP address, but it cannot getting right now because all the IP addresses in the DHCP pool is already empty, so that no empty can be no IP can be allocated for the PC. So it says can't find the DHCP server. Some people say it might be there is a link down or something, but I will make you clarify that. Let's stop the attack right here, and let's go to Windows Server and clear the IP addresses. Just clear one IP address and see whether the PC can get that IP address or not. You will never believe me, but this is true that I have absolutely got that IP address here. Do you want me to show IP? Here we go. This is how starvation attack takes place and makes trouble in the real. But how we can able to stop these three attacks? It's not like a special talent or something we have to have in ourselves, but only the topic we have learned in CCNA and CCNP can be useful for stopping these attacks. Let me clear out all these IP address list first, and then let's go move on with the next phase that we are looking forward. and I have stopped the attack here. And what we have to do right here, the next thing is, uh, we will do no negotiation next time, because if we don't have a trunk port, we cannot send any DHCP starvation attack for the further IP DHCP snooping at like prevention. So let it run. If we stop this DHCP DTP attack, the switch will think that there is no DTP peer, so that I have to put this interface in a like access mode. And the further, we don't have to make it late very. I'm really feeling hungry, so I have to go for the breakfast as soon as possible after I'm done. And let's go uh, get the switch here, and we have to enable the DHCP snooping switch. Everything is encrypted, or else it might be problem. IP DHCP snooping and IP DHCP snooping VLAN 25. We have enabled the DHCP snooping on VLAN 25, and let's go to PC and try to IP DHCP. PC is also unable to find, because DHCP snooping enabled on the whole uh, VLAN 25. So let's go to here on the attacker device and run the same command that we have run before, DHCP starvation. And here we can see there is no replies or discovery messages forwarding. And let me make it clear by accessing that Wireshark. Uh, it's because of the small screen, it might be some problem for me to Wireshark. First, I had to remind myself that I have to take a screenshot every face. Let me. Here you go. You got already a message that DHCP snooping is enabled, and it is failed to provide the specific information, because the PC is also trying for the discovery messages to get to grab the IP addresses, and the switch stopped it as the vulnerable one. And let's try also from user. Now it is from user. Sorry, the PC VPC MAC address is already stored in the dynamic addresses. So let me show IP DHCP snooping binding. Oh, sorry, show DHCP snooping binding. What commands do I need to add the do? We don't have any addresses in the binding table. So let's attack uh, test 1 2 3. Let's filter out DHCP. Then what happened? DHCP. Okay, there is no DHCP packets of flowing from our machine. So let's clean this up, stop, exit. And here is how the attack possible, and here we can how prevent that attack using DHCP snooping. And also let me make you clarify how we can stop the DTP attack by enabling the switch port no negotiate on the end user ports. and let me go to switch and interface E1/0. That is the interface that connected by the attacker switch port mode access. Before you making switch port no negotiate, we have to make it as switch port mode access no negotiate. And let's right now see the trunk interfaces. Show interface trunk, sorry, do show interface trunk. Only the interfaces connected to MLS switches are putting in auto mode or dynamic trunking, but there is no user port connected. And let's try attacking from the attacker machine again to see the DTP attack is possible or not. Let me close this and let's do it again. It might be along onto the rooftop. It already reached the rooftop. Yes, yeah. DTP attack 1 specify interface ENS3, and here you can see sorry, I interface ENS3, and here we have started the attack, but let's check if switch is having that interface in a trunk mode or not. And also next, let's check if the switch is sending DTP packets on the interface that we have made it as a no negotiate or not. Switch interface trunk, do show interface trunk, sorry, sometimes I'm mixing up with the layer 2 and layer 3 and making it as the commands scribble kind of thing, and there is no use of sorrow right here. And we cannot form the dynamic trunking with this one, with the attacker machine. And let's go capture the link of switch 4 E1/0 DTP. There is no DTP packet flowing right now. It is from whom? It is really, there is no even source 50, but yeah, it is stop LLC header and dynamic trunking for DTP, and there is no specific interface that this DTP packet is the one is flowing from the switch but not receiving by that machine. And this is how you will verify the attack is happening by the DHCP, and this is how you can stop by enabling the switch port no negotiate on the end user ports. And thank you. Let me, it's a time for me to stop the video.